Hey guys, it's Dan, and welcome back to another video. Um, haven't really been able to do much this week, or as of recently, as I've stated plenty of times, but yeah, as you can see, the world looks a little bit different. My buddies decided to add a texture pack to the game, so um, yeah, it looks a little different. These chickens are gonna drive me absolutely insane, but that's all right. I hope you guys are all doing well. Does seem like a lot of you guys liked that financial kind of video that I did last week. If you haven't seen that, please go ahead and check that out. But this week I kind of want to talk about something a little bit different. And this one's going to be a little bit more kind of a serious one, I guess. Um, it's going to be essentially about losing a loved one. And the reason that I kind of want to talk about this is because uh, this last week was actually the 15-year anniversary of when I lost mi madre. She passed away in 2009 due to ovarian cancer that ended up spreading and whatnot. So yeah, it wasn't super fun, but I think it's been long enough that I've essentially like not really gotten over it, but have learned to cope with it rather well. But yeah, she passed away back in '09, and it it was really hard. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how to explain it. Like she was probably my best friend my whole life up until she passed. But at the same time, I was kind of happy that she had died. And hopefully that doesn't sound too morbid. Because at least for me, like she had been deteriorating for years. She was on a TPN bag, which was her only form of nutrients, and couldn't really do literally anything. So it was nice to actually see her kind of pass away and be able to not be in pain anymore. But that doesn't mean it doesn't still suck. I know a lot of people, and there's a lot of my friends that have lost someone recently that they just don't really know what to do. And I kind of come at it from a different perspective just because of the fact, like, yeah, I knew she was going to go, and it kind of made me look at death in a different life because everyone has a time card that is going to be punched at some point. Your time here is only finite, whether you're religious or not, and I am, but I won't go into that. Depending on what you believe, you only have so long here that you're meant to be, and you have to make as many important relationships and connections and memories with the people that you have during your short time here because it goes quick. And I know that there's a lot of people that really struggle with just being like, oh my gosh, she's gone now forever. And they really can't cope with it, which I can understand, but at the same time, it's not a good way to live. I sit there and I look back and I think about how my mom would have wanted me to keep going and how she would have wanted to see me succeed and just cherish the good memories and the good times I did have with her as opposed to like just remembering her being sick. I try my best to ignore and disregard that part, and I try to think of the more fun parts of her life that I got to experience. Like, she was a big practical joker. Her and my dad both were. And I remember coming home, she would like hide around the corners and just go to scare me and like just mess with us and play little jokes and things like that just to be funny. And I really miss it, but it's one of those good core memories that I have. And I just think about how good her cooking was because my dad does not know how to cook. I love the man to death. He can make really good stuff on the grill, but as far as like cooking, she was the champion at it. And my stepmom can't even like hold a candle to it. But those are the things that I really try to focus on and not the bad parts of it. I sit there and I think like what would she want me to do? Would she want me to sit here and be sad? Like at least for me being religious, I know she's in a better place. And I think that's one of the good things about religion. And I'm not going to turn this into a full philosophical thing like that because I know that there's a lot of people that don't agree with me and or have their own beliefs, and that's totally okay. That's not what this video is about. I'm not trying to convert anyone. I'm not the Mormon missionaries that are in my neighborhood that love to come knock on doors every week, and it's like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Also, if you're Mormon, I promise that wasn't just like meant to be a disrespectful jab. That's just, they won't leave me alone, bro. I've talked to every single one that has been here for the past like almost 2 years now, and they just come every month. But I do try to look for that little bit of happiness, that little bit of peace, and that's kind of what helps me get through it. And trust me, I know death is never something fun to think about, but you have to kind of start planning on it. And I know I'm not old by any means, but it's starting to get to where I'm old enough that I need to kind of start planning on these things and what I'm going to do. Like, make arrangements in case something happens to me. I know we all think we're invincible, but unfortunately we are not. And you have to make arrangements for those types of situations because you never know what's going to happen. But when somebody does die unexpectedly, kind of being able to have that little bit of, okay, I know they're in a better place, and it really, really does suck. And just learning how to cope with it. And essentially, I try to look at it in the mentality of, like I said, what would they want me to do? How would they want me to live my life? I won't let their memory fade, but I won't let them being gone completely control my life. I want to be able to live my own life. And no matter what, try and think of all the good things that they've done and get everyone's story. One of my greatest things is that my dad actually loves recording everything. And I recently just got sent a copy of the VHS recordings he did back in the 90s before I was even born. And I think one of them dated all the way back to like 1991 is what I was given. And it was wild to just kind of look back and hear my mom's voice, see her sense of humor. My biggest suggestion is just take as many pictures as you possibly can, or videos, or anything you can with those people. Learn their stories, make memories with them. And that way, when inevitably one day their time is up, you have those things to look back on and cherish, and just remember how much joy they brought to your life, and let it be a good thing. It's always going to be something that hurts. Like for me right now, whether it comes through the microphone or not, it is hard to think about because I do miss her a lot. But I'm thinking more about the fun times that we had and the things that I want to accomplish for her. And I know that she's looking down and is always going to be with me. But it's weird to not be able to like look back and be like, "Hey mom, how are you?" Like just kind of seeing that relationship. I do envy that a little bit with some people, but at the same time my cards were dealt in a different shape, and that's okay. I think her passing made me stronger and helped me be able to cope with more things, as well as kind of share some of my own thoughts and what I've done to move past it and grow. And even though I myself never used therapy I've never used therapy in general, but for something like that, I would highly recommend, if you do need someone, definitely check out therapy and talk with them. I was very grateful to have the like advanced knowledge, like, hey, she's gonna pass, and like this is kind of how things are gonna work, and it's definitely a good thing that she's gone now. But especially on the unexpected ones, please do the best that you can. It's gonna be rough, but if you need someone to talk to, reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to therapy, do everything you can, because it's gonna hurt for a while. Don't get me wrong, but find those avenues to kind of help you move on. I think at the end of the day, it's a very unfortunate part of life that we're all gonna have to deal with at some point, but use it to make better memories with people. Have it be something that you can look on and be happy that you got to spend those moments with some of the best people in life, and just know that they're always with you whether you know it or not. They're always looking out for you. I know for myself, I actually drive my mom's old car. It was the first one that they'd ever bought brand new, and uh, it's done well. It's getting to the time that it probably needs to travel the Great Void itself, but there's been plenty of times where I probably should have died or at least gotten mangled or hurt or something. And it's kept me from getting in those situations. And I definitely think she had a role to play with that. And I know she's always with me. And it, it just brings me peace knowing that I'm being looked over, whether or not she's here. A mother's love is truly something different. Yeah, you guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for hopping in. I hope if you guys are any one of you just dealing with a situation similar to this, that it helps you know that things are going to be all right. It takes some time. It's going to hurt. I know it sucks and I wish it wasn't part of life, but unfortunately it's something that's got to happen to keep going, but I know you're strong. They're with you no matter what, and they still love you. But I think that's going to be it for today, you guys. My name is Dan, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.